world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty.
Just one call. Discover the extraordinary fragrance Ariana Grande REM Cherry Eclipse. Delight in black cherry jubilee, sugared honeysuckle, marshmallow meringue, and glowing amber. Get the perfect fragrance. Ariana Grande's REM Cherry Eclipse, exclusively at Ulta Beauty.
Picture it, your holiday table. The family cooking together, the scent of golden brown bread, rosemary from roasted potatoes, and a salad so crisp it snaps. This season at Kroger, make the moments that matter possible with quality that's affordable in every aisle. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Choose from a great selection of digital coupons and use them up to 5 times in one transaction. Check our app for details. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
From highways to bridges to parking lots, driving around town can be stressful, just like insurance. But having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like expecting an easy trip door to door, and instead traffic is bumper.
holiday season, the Paw Patrol is on a roll to the North Pole.
Can you believe it's finally Christmas?
Until it all goes downhill.
Hey, there he is.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm doing good.
Oh, God. Izzy's already got the evil giggles. Um, as everybody knows, we'll be splitting the show in two tonight. So, while we will roll at the end of the show, so please stay to the end. We will be rolling for our prompts tonight, but come back tomorrow night for the rest of the show.
Yes.
And
we've got an anonymous submitter tonight, one tomorrow. Also, a new person tonight.
Yeah. And we broke our record. We have 11 prompts for this week.
Yep. 11 submissions.
For this week.
Another!
Yeah!
Hello, you made it! You made it!
So, without further, unless anybody's got any announcements or anything going on, make sure not always showing up early because I can't remember what the show is. Yeah, absolutely, Artemis. Absolutely. We're just glad that everybody's here. Like, thank you for coming. Thank you for hanging out. Please share this out to all social medias so we can grow our audience. And a lot of people don't know, a lot of people know about Twitch, but they don't know this is where we're at. And they think Twitch is just for gaming. It's not just for gaming.
Not anymore. Nope.
Not anymore.
And on top of that, right, we're now live streaming both on Twitch and YouTube. So if somebody doesn't have a Twitch, but they do have a YouTube, I mean, at this point, who the fuck doesn't have a YouTube account?
Right.
If you have a Gmail email, you have a YouTube account. Blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, they can chat in over there. And it will show on our playback, everybody together. So you can always watch our screen. You can watch the chat of the system that you're on, or you can watch the screen and see everybody's comments. So very nice there.
Both up just so we can keep up with, chat because
lag.
Again, well, not just lag and timing out for lag, but it will also allow us to interact with everybody over there.
Yes.
Oh, Bubby's watching on the YouTube side tonight instead of Twitch. Yay!
We have our first YouTube live viewer. Perfectamundo. Okay, and of course, as we spoke about last week, join our newsletter, okay? Because we've got something special planned for next year about word count. Not only are we going to try to get 1 million words out on the show in 2026, but we also want to do a collective goal, right? Right now, I've got it like set at 1 million. But we can adjust that, because if we are shooting for 1 million words read out on the show, and everything you write, not just for the show, But if you've got a blog that you do, you keep track of how many words you wrote for reviews, you have other works in progress that you're not, we are actually not sponsored, not sponsored. We are actually using trackbear.app. Both Julie and myself have accounts over there already, and we have joined the leaderboard for the 2026 Hold My Pen Promptcast Million Words Written, not read, written. And this week we're going to put out a newsletter. Since we are splitting it into 2 nights, that means newsletter is out on Monday. But there will be a second special email. We said we wouldn't spam you. We'd only do it once a week. But in this case, it's specifically talking about trackbear.app. Completely free. They do accept donations, very similarly to like Wikipedia or whatnot. Sometimes when I go to the page, it doesn't have it. And literally, I have my regular tracking app and it tracks all my different sessions. It's not an app, sorry, spreadsheet on Google Docs. And at the end of the day, I tally up just that day's, which it actually does it for me on another page. But, and then I put it in my word count and I have different projects. Right now, I've got 5 projects in there. One is labeled prompts for things that I don't know where they're going to go. And I've got Blood Cipher, Ezio Story, which still doesn't have a name. So it's relatively straightforward. As I said, both Julie and I already have accounts and have been messing around using it. I believe Patrick has also jumped on the TrackBear bandwagon in order to get a feel for it ahead of our challenge leaderboard. In our Discord, in the special newsletter, we're going to have a link directly to the leaderboard in order to join it. It will ask you to create an account if you don't already have one. So, see, right? Netter's over here in the comments over on Twitch saying, oh my giddy gosh, you are in for a treat. I write loads. And yes, absolutely, because we've also got Artemis Elf who writes a crap ton. Julie hasn't submitted everything that she's written. I know Patrick has not submitted everything that he's written. I've come damn close because really the only time I have between work and whatnot is working on the prompt. So, any bahoozles, all right? That will be a special email. And if you have any questions, you can always jump into the Discord if you see one of us there. And we can walk you through it. Share your screen, walk through it. Bingo, bango. Hey, and then Leon is also over on YouTube. Pick a site. Don't inflate our numbers artificially. Okay. Bingo, bango. All right. I do believe we might be set. Kesh will make mention in the comments, Julie, Patrick. She will make mention in the comments when she's home and ready to pop up. And both of you have moderation privileges, so I think you can invite up as well. So we'll be good there. All right. And without further ado, right? Let's get started. We have right off the bat our lovely first prompter, as usual, in from the beginning, one Ms. Trisha Jones. Near made an announcement. Does anyone here know how to implode a house and make it look like it fell in on itself? 12 guys raised their hands and she looked at them. Do you have what you need? They said, yes. Then go get it, she said. They got started setting the house up to implode. She went and sat on the porch while they worked. I had hopped down initially so she could sit. Adam came and sat with her. He put his arm around her and she put her head on his shoulder. Then I jumped back into her lap. She looked like she needed a hug. I curled up in her lap. We just sat there quietly while we all felt the sadness of losing a good friend. With Adam, when Adam saw she was crying, he held her close. I put my head against hers and thought, I miss Al, even though he was not very nice to me. I know he was kind of mean, but I did care about him and he was my friend. She cried into Adam's shirt. Soon, one of the guys that was setting up the implosion came up to tell us that they were ready for Near to give her okay, to blow it up. And they did. We watched the house fall in on itself. It was kind of a weird satisfaction, knowing he could not hurt anyone else. But it was also sad that there was so much death to stop his murderous actions. Gabriel walked over and said, we lost a lot of vampires, so much that we now only are one nest instead of two. I thought that I would ask you and Sarah if you wanted to join us. Near said, thank you, but no, we have our own nest. He gave her a confused look. I know it's not a normal nest, but it works for us. Now we need to mourn the death of one of our nestmates. As do we. Many are dead, Gabriel said. The vampires left along with all the others that did not live here. We went inside, Sarah and Rob. We're already in the front room when we got inside. Near put me on the floor while she went to take a quick shower. When Near was done, she went and sat in the front room with Sarah and Rob. Adam wandered, and not too long after she did, I jumped into her lap and started purring. I was trying to cheer her up. She petted me, and I purred more. Soon there was a knock at the door. Adam let 2 police officers in. One male. He was tall, with dark hair and eyes that looked really pissed. The other one was female. She was about Near's height, her blonde hair in a bun. Her blue eyes had bags underneath them. Adam showed them into the front room and introduced them. Near, this is Officer Smith and Officer Jones. They are here about the house across the way falling in on itself. Officer Smith offered his hand, and then Officer Jones said, Ma'am, we were just wondering if you knew anything about why or how it imploded. Well, I know we heard a really loud noise and we went out to see what it was and saw it fall in on itself, Near said, trying to sound sad. Do you know of anyone living there? Officer Jones asked. I saw some people coming in and out of it, but never saw any lights or any furniture going in, Near answered. Do you know of anyone who was in there when it imploded? Officer Smith asked. Not that I know. We were getting ready for bed when we heard the noise, she said. Who are we? Officer Jones asked. Well, myself, my boyfriend Adam, my roommate Sarah, her boyfriend Rob, and of course my cat Lovebug, Near answered, giving me a pet. After every question they asked, they wrote down Near's answer. They also asked the others the same questions, only worded a little differently. The others gave the same answers, only in their own words. They were here for a few hours, but they were getting ready to leave when they said, Well, we thank you for your time, and if we have any more questions, we will be in touch. No problem, Near said. It was getting close to dawn, so I had jumped out of her lap and headed to my little hiding spot.
Da da da. Oh,
That was so cute. That was so
we
cute.
like the little love bug.
So
Trisha always knows
weird.
how to get us.
It was We love little love bug and how that little kitty cat thinks.
Mhm. And it's interesting to see a story from the cat's eyes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And you've got the way that the cat would see things, since they don't necessarily, have our vantage point.
Right.
That's one of those cool things that I love seeing in movies where, they bring the camera down to the animal's sight line, or, and even in cartoons where they bring it down and you're looking up at all of the big stuff. It's a different perspective. Huh, thank you, Leon, for watching that chat over there. Trying to
Yeah,
figure out
apparently he
why
takes
the heck.
stuff with me.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. With our new chat feature, in order to have both of them, the newest um the newest comment is at the top instead of at the bottom. It was just looking weird for a second. I was like, "Oh, yeah." And I don't know how to change that, so it just is what it is.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and that was a very good job, like, seeing it from the animal's perspective. I really like that. All right.
Gotta love it. Gotta love Love Bug. Just got to love Love Bug.
Okay. There, I'm sitting here going, I know I have added CM Weller. Next up, our resident prompter from down under.
Right.
And I have been informed that while HINNY here in the United States is Heine, talking about your bum,
Here.
it's actually pronounced Hinny, and it's old ancient slang for a certain female body part. So
Okay.
I
We're learning something
mispronounced
on our
it.
segment.
I mispronounced it last week, so and that's a good point, right? If I am mispronouncing any of the characters' names as you have written them, and you write them continually, please do not hesitate to put in, a pronunciation key, because that can be really. I know human voices only, but sometimes I have Scrivener read to me, and when it pronounces a name incorrectly, it grates on my fucking nerves. And I get that it's an AI voice that's doing that, and it sounds robotic. It is awful. But again, human voices only. Maybe. I don't know. Nutter's saying, I thought Heine was spelled with more E's, Heiney. We have a company here that does a lot of public restroom stalls, and it's called Heine Hider, and it's HINNYHIDER. If you ever look at the lock on your public restrooms, sometimes it has, especially in the higher end ones where they're actually sturdy and whatnot. But yeah, Heine Hiders is HINNY, so that's why I mistook it. But that's fine. We do not need to talk about bathroom things. Da-da-da-da. We are on to the next prompt written by CM Weller. Oh, we have an ad break on Twitch. Hold on just a second. Okay, 1:30. YouTube, to my knowledge, does not have ads, but I don't know. No, it wouldn't have. The live stream over on YouTube, sorry, Twitch, but the live stream over on YouTube does not break because we are going from OBS and streaming to Twitch and to YouTube simultaneously. Oh, pardon me. So, no worries there.
I mean, I think you do eventually get ads on there, but I think it's something that we have to qualify for.
Right. That's true.
And
Now,
since we're
here's the
not
other thing.
monetized yet on,
We are not monetized over on YouTube.
not yet.
Not yet. Oh, that's true. I will also say before we get going with CM Wellers, that we are monetized over here. We are not monetized over there. And please understand any kind of funds that we get, our portion of the Amazon Prime subscriptions or subscriptions that you actually pay for, that all goes into just a fund that is at this time powering the newsletter. So powering our beacons link and everything that goes into that. If we do have extra, it's going to be for things literally regarding getting Julie a machine that will run this. So that, you know, there are times where Julie can't make it, where Patrick can't make it, where Kesh can't make it. And as of right now, there's no show if I can't make it. So just trying to, you know, which I don't mind. I don't. Okay, please understand. I absolutely do not mind. But I would like a break or a date night. And I'm a Comet hockey fan. And I live very close to where the Comet hockey plays home games. So I would like to go. And they play a lot of them on Saturday nights. So that being said, we also get funds for the ads that play on our channel. So we are 3/4 of the way to paying for next year's. I paid for this year's in March out of my own pocket. And again, it's investing in our future. So I am not in any way, shape, or form complaining. But thanks to you guys using Prime subscriptions and the watching, putting up with the ads, we're 3/4 of the way to paying for the next year's subscription off of that. So, thank you. All right, here we go. Zinnia clung to Void once Mr. Seljak let her down from his cart at the markets. Void had already gained a following of small children and a host of folk distracted from their everyday. She tried to keep her attention on the ground at her feet, with glimpses to attempt to navigate. She didn't like the attention, but she liked being alone a lot less. Her Aaron had said she should never go anywhere without someone to protect her, and had endless stories about frail little ladies who went out on their own and had gruesome things happening to them. And since his arm was busted up and she needed to be out here, Void was the only protection she had. "We need the herbs, of course," she quavered, "and a shovel to get the road right." She glimpsed up, breathing hard, and only saw a cluster of curious faces. "Zinni, is that you?" Zinnia looked up again and almost fainted. "Petunia, I ain't seen you since her wedding day. Just turned 11 and having her whole life changed." "You look scared half to death," Petunia decided. She instantly started shooing folks away. "Get off, the lot of you. Let the poor thing breathe. It's not like she came in on a unicorn. Shoo! Scat! You can go stare at the big one from far off. Don't make me lift a clog." Petunia harumphed to herself as various footfalls pattered away. "There. All gone. Would you welcome a hug from an old friend?" Zinnia let go of Void to fall into her best friend's arms. "I missed you so much," she bawled. "I wanted to go visit, but my Aaron, he said were dangerous. I was scared." Petunia's hand found Zinnia's baby bump. "So you finally caught what the rumor said you had after all. I'm so sorry they never understood what we was saying." "You made her cry," said Void. "It ain't bad, Void," said Zinnia hurriedly. "I'm crying because I'm happy. This is my friend, Petunia. We go a long ways back, her and I." She forced herself to dry her tears. "Void's right concerned about me is all. It wouldn't let my Aaron hit me because I was kind to it." "It?" boggled Petunia. "Well, Void ain't got no pizzle and no hinny, so you got a better word?" Petunia stared at Void, looked to Zinnia, and boggled back up at Void. "I think I need to sit and chat with some tea with you, over some tea with you. I want this whole story." I'm liking Zinnia. Oh, fuck yeah. And I am absolutely here for it. Absolutely here for it. Apparently, our fearless leader has some things to say about it. When they get found out, that's the best thing. When their whole world fucking crashes to the ground because they got found out. I love it.
Besser. How dare thee! Let me throw the mic at you. I understand that you're keeping us on the hook till next week. But damn it! You can't give me the fat on a pork chop and not give me the damn pork chop.
Hey, I'm just Again, I'm liking the fact that the stutter is in there, and it gives me something different to do with my voice.
I understand that. Yes, very much so.
In order to, I'm enjoying reading it, to go back and forth between when she feels confident and her twang starts to come out, and when she flips over into the scared, and that's when she starts to stutter. Like it's involuntary, and because I'm going back and forth with Zinnia along the way, I'm reading it and I'm feeling what she's feeling, and putting myself into her. And the stutter is so easy to do because, like, I can imagine being that motherfucking scared. I don't even have to imagine it. I've been that motherfucking scared. So yeah, it's a joy. You all are. So what I'm saying and hearing is too that we got to take up a collection to get noise dampening tiles for my walls.
I will figure it out. I am redneck as fuck, and I've watched enough damn movies to know how to do that shit.
Oh, jeez.
Even if it is just a lovely like slide over the freaking top of you, and be like, okay, I'm done. Push it back, collapse it, and roll away.
So, being an old farmhouse, Leon and I were talking about this earlier today in the Discord. I live in a house that my bedroom is actually the original farmhouse. Just my bedroom, right? This room right here was the original farmhouse. And as the family, and it was built in 1890. So that being said, I've got 9-foot ceilings, and I'm only 5'1 3/4. And yes, that 3/4 is important. I could say I'm 5'2", but that is not the truth. So, any hoozle. All that real estate on the walls would need to be covered with noise dampening tiles, so that I could record without the extra sound bleeding in through the mic. And like Kesh realized, I walked through my plan for all the computers and monitors and everything in this section. And she was like, so we're going to have just a whole wall of computers? And I'm like, you say that like it's a bad thing. I'm a gamer and I'm a performer. What do you expect from me? Okay, you ready to get up? Pop that. Invite. Sadly, we are still missing Shar. Yeah, we ain't gonna get no 10 million views in 90 days, that's for sure.
Well, I just looked up. We need 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and we need 4,000 watched hours, which we do have plenty of content over there to do that. But as of right now, we don't have the matrix to hit those goals in a 12-month period to become monetized. So that's why we tell everybody, share us out, watch the videos, do the things. In the meantime,
even if we are entertaining, I don't care if your friends aren't readers, your friends aren't writers. If you think that they would find us entertaining on a Saturday night, they're trying to avoid the bar, say, hey, why don't you watch this show? Right? And Artemis previously said, hey, I can never remember when I'm supposed to be here. And I think of it as, okay, Monday through Friday, primetime television starts at 8 p.m. That's when you sit as a family watching primetime television. Unless you're younger than that and you don't know what that's about, then you might be too young to hang. No, I'm kidding. You're not. Um, so 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, you watch your CBS, your ABC, your A&E, your Fox, your primetime television shows every week. And Saturday at 8 p.m., you come and hang out with us. If we have a second show, you do it again at 8 p.m. Sunday. See? See how this works? Okay. Next up, one of our lovely Canadians, SP Stavros. Okay. Okay, great. Added on to her previous document, but left a note on the side of where to start. Again, that's, we are very forgiving lot. There's only few rules about how to submit. And, it's all in our newsletter. So, just give us some feedback so we know what's happening. Let us know to expect you or what to look for. All right. SP Stavros, we're going back to the farmhouse. This one had me crying. It was in the cover of night. Little Phoebe was left to carefully consider. Oh, wait. I got to scroll down. Sorry. Hold on. Start here. Where's start here? Okay.
I was about to say, I found it.
Stavros.
Page 5.
Well, the way I'm doing it, it doesn't tell me. Okay, there we go. Okay, got it. Just when she thought she'd finished crying, the phone rang. It had been yet another call from her mother trying to convince Phoebe she was making a horrible decision. Dear, you should just move back in with us. Your father can take care of both of us. You shouldn't be out there all alone. She already was well aware of how her mother saw Phoebe staying out there all alone. By the 10th time of repeating herself, Phoebe's mother broke down and started raising her voice and then sobbing to hopefully sway Phoebe. Hello? She answered with a swipe of her eye and a shaky voice. Phoebes? The deep voice said on the other line. She cleared her voice and then responded in affirmative. It's Carson. Heard you were back in town. A rock settled deep in her stomach. He was calling her. Dear Lord in heaven above, what did she say back? Hi. Oh, Carson. Hi, she squeaked. And then she face-palmed while hearing a deep chuckle on the other end. I heard you were looking for a starter horse. That you need some lessons on horses. Phoebe fanned her face as the room suddenly changed temperature. When did the furnace kick in? I mean, I do, but if that's too much of an inconvenience, he cut her off. Absolutely no trouble at all. In fact, it would be my pleasure. We have a lot of catching up to do. Then he told her the time and place, then hung up. Phoebe carefully placed her phone on her side table before landing on her couch to flail and kick her feet like a childish schoolgirl. She was going to be all alone with Carson, on horseback, in pastures, maybe getting really close to. Nope, definitely not thinking that. He probably has a girlfriend, and she was for sure not needing anything more complicated after her last long-distance boyfriend found a girl in his new area and dumped her like a wet rag. Her boots crunched on the gravel as Phoebe walked up to the large house on the ranch Carson had invited her to. She waited awkwardly at the door after ringing the bell, only for the door to swing open. "Hi, you must be Phoebe." A middle-aged, dark-haired woman smiled at her warmly. Yeah, that's me." She silently stared at the woman, trying to see if she could place her. The woman chuckled and waved her hand like shooing away a pesky fly. "I don't think we met. I'm Carson's mother." She held out her hand and Phoebe tentatively shook it. "I guess we wouldn't have met. I was only at Carson's middle school for about a year and a half. I'm surprised he even remembered me." Phoebe smiled politely. "Oh, honey, he wouldn't forget you. He always wished you would come back. It might have only been a year, but time doesn't always dictate how close someone can be." He wanted her to come back? Her heart fluttered a little at that comment. "Mom, just what are you spilling now?" Carson's tall frame walked in and hugged his mom. His mother stared at him cheekily. "Only good things, I promise." "Sure, because I didn't just overhear you telling Phoebes about middle school. We are grown now." Phoebe's heart sunk a little. It's true, they had grown, and with that comes reality. Even though a part of her still yearned, she was remembered like she did. She could still see Carson's chubby cheeks while the two of them sat beside each other in computer class. How he was a bit of an ass of a kid. "Definitely grown. Carson for sure has learned not to poke fun at a girl's computer drawing by now." Phoebe smirked. Carson's face donned a look of mock offense. "I'll have you know it was a horrendous drawing. We were in grade 6. Phoebe giggled, then hid her mouth. The two of them walked outside at an easy pace, chatting as they approached Carson's barn of horses. "I have a horse who will do amazing things for a newbie. She's mild-tempered and just retired from shows. I usually bring her to birthday parties these days." Then the doors opened, and she was greeted to the sight of beautiful horses everywhere. Carson walked down the hall to a middle stall and walked out a brown horse with eyes that looked like they were sparkling. Phoebe moved forward slowly, like in a trance. She was as beautiful a horse as Phoebe had always dreamed riding one day. Being so close to such majestic creatures filled her with such awe, it made her want to hoot and holler in joy. "What's her name?" "Temperance. When she was a filly, she had a mean streak to her." Carson gently stroked Temperance's head. The horse nuzzled into his touch. She stepped closer and held her breath as Carson's horse took her in. Then Temperance went back to Carson's hand, nudging it. He let out a chuckle. "This is usually the time I feed the horses. You can help me with the feed. Lessons will start right away." That was cute. That was cute. Yes, sorry, Trisha. That was it. That's the end of the page.
So Stavros is taking a page out of Trisha's book. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's what I'm hearing. That's exactly what I'm hearing. Oh, that was cute. And I really like so the more that I read out, and if you guys are following along with your own, right? Sometimes it helps to hear somebody else read it out loud, and you can hear when I put those pauses in or catch the, like, "Ooh, that's not the word I was looking for." Izzy read it, but not the word I'm looking for. But also grammatically, right? And when do we put those dialogue tags, right? So we got to make it clear who is saying what so Izzy knows which voice to do. right? And I got to be able to see it in enough time to go, oh shit, this is the boy character speaking, or oh shit, this is the girl character speaking, or oh, this is the Southern person, or this is the, one with the British accent that Izzy's not going to be able to do at all. Ooh, yes, kind of waiting for a bare, sweaty, muscly chest. I think we're going to get that eventually because Stavros does write some smexy stuff, so I'm pretty sure that's where this is going. Now, of course, if Stavros ever wrote one that doesn't have, that's fine too. We're not pigeonholing authors here in any capacity. Yes, Stavros makes me blush. I'm going, oh, no, she did not. Oh, she did. Okay. Okay. We have an ad starting in almost 3 minutes, and to help protect everybody who does not have a subscription to Twitch or is not watching us over on YouTube, we're going to take a real quick break, just a real smidgen one, because the ad break is going to start here in a minute, and it's usually a 2.5-minute ad. So that gives me enough time to step outside real quick. And I am going to forewarn you for this next one, you may want a fan for the flames that are about to go crawling up your neck and make you think you're going into menopause with them hot flashes.
Oh boy.
Which is code for Patrick's up next.
Yeah. I was getting ready to say that. It's like, I think it's because I'm next. Oh
Are
boy.
we going to get spicy tonight, Patrick, or no?
It's closed door.
Okay.
That doesn't mean it's not spicy. That's not what that was not.
Well, all I can say say is it'll be an interesting chapter to have Izzy read.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I wrote it with very little sleep.
So
I
are we
did as
doing
much.
2 nights?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I am not going to be here tomorrow night.
Oh.
I have a show that I had planned with a friend of mine, concert tomorrow night.
Okay, and yours is actually who we're leading off on tomorrow night.
Well, I guess I will just have to catch everything on the recap, or you can just blast my DMs on Discord.
You know, like hell, we ain't got no problem with blasting you out on the main chat in Discord.
Oh, I know.
No,
What do you
tonight
mean,
we're actually
Stavros?
hanging out on Anonymous 4.
Oh, I need to go get my emotional support dragon, don't I?
I was not privy, like last week, I was not privy to what was written this week.
I'm probably going to go get my emotional support
I would
dragon when they come up.
Support dragon, yeah. Because the next lineup is literally Patrick, then our newie, then we have Artemis Elf, and we're ending out on Anonymous 4 tonight.
Okay.
So that would probably be a good time to go get your emotional support.
Because probably when I will go get my emotional support dragon. I was in tears doing my makeup because I made the mistake of watching the stream while I was getting ready for work. And I'm like sitting there like trying to do my makeup, and I've got tears, and I'm like, I gotta stop. This is not good. Like,
oh no, definitely hit in the feels. And then they immediately texted me. It was like, I broke Izzy. And I'm like, you didn't break Izzy. I'm like, you broke Izzy, but you didn't break Izzy. It's fine. I said, take that as a compliment, because a lot of first timers don't get to break Izzy right off the bat.
I mean, I think all of us have had our turn at breaking Izzy.
Yeah, in several ways.
Dr.
Yeah,
Anderson.
I'm gonna be, and I told Izzy last night, I'm gonna just come up with a generalized like content warning for my stuff, because like I obviously do not know what needs a content warning and what does. And
We do it this way: protect your own mental health, but there are certain things and certain topics that, while will not trigger us, does not mean they don't trigger someone else. And it's always be watchful of your own mental health. We're very big advocates for mental health around here, and look, I still have my mic. Do not make me throw this at you.
me?
No, Bitzer.
Oh, okay.
It's like playing whack-a-mole, and I can't whack all the moles. Yes, we do officially have a cash emoji in the chat in Discord now.
And that had to be the first one I get.
Well,
Yep.
See, I was
was not.
going for a plague doctor, and I know I can get more, but I wanted my first one to be a plague doctor because that's like my pick and everything.
Yeah, but that's your vibe. That's not what
You are
is now
currently.
synonymous with you.
I don't know whether to be relieved or alarmed that I don't have one yet. Though the one I use the most is literally the face palm, and every time somebody sees that, they're like, Julie's in the server.
Mm-hmm.
So
There it is. Okay. Ads gone for those who are unable to subscribe or view YouTube. So we are transitioning into PA Power. Please hold. I'm ready. Chapter 9 Zoo. Which, side note, all I can think about is Starving by Haley Steinfeld. Who needs butterflies when you give me the whole damn zoo? Michelle blinked, caught between surprise and the ache in her chest. Why? Because I want to understand you, Darren murmured. And because twin bonds, they're different, stronger. I want to know him through you. Besides the fact I am in love with you and your mate. His voice was gentle, but there was a subtle tug to it, prying, coaxing, urging her heart open. Michelle swallowed hard. Trey had brown hair, the good kind, always messy, always too long. A tiny smile flickered. His eyes were like hot cocoa, Mom used to say they were warm enough to melt any tantrum I had. Darren's expression softened. Did he have a matching birthmark? She instinctively touched her shoulder where the crescent moon lay. Yeah, same mark, same spot. Mom said we were two halves of the same soul. And his wolf? He asked gently. Michelle's breath trembled with memory. White, glowing white, with bits of gray and silver streaking through his coat, but his eyes stayed the same warm chocolate. She looked away, voice tightening. He shifted unexpectedly on the eclipse. First shift, no warning. It scared everyone except Trey. He just laughed. A single tear slipped down her cheek. Without hesitation, Darren reached out and covered her hand with his. Warm, steady, grounding. I feel him, Darren, she whispered. I don't know how, but in my soul, I know he's still alive. He squeezed her hand, thumb stroking once along her knuckles. Then he is. Her breath hitched, not because of pain, but because of the tenderness in his eyes. Then Darren straightened, sudden mischief lighting his face. You know what? How about I take you to the zoo? Michelle sniffed. The zoo? Yes. His lips twitched. Have you never been to the human zoo before? No? Then that settles it. Minutes later, they were in one of the pack's black SUVs. Darren drove with one arm draped casually over the wheel, every bit the confident alpha, except for the faint grin tugging at his lips each time Michelle asked another question. So, what is a zoo? She asked again. A place where humans keep fantastic beasts on display. Fantastic beasts like from my lore books? Sort of, Darren said, eyes glinting. Some look magical, some are rare, some are just weird, but they're all real. Do they have griffins? No. Phoenixes? No. Basilisks? No, he laughed. But humans would lose their minds if they did. Michelle hummed in disappointment before immediately pricking up again. Do they bite? Only if you climb the fences. Do I get to pet them? Most definitely not. But no. He was smiling now, and she was too. Within minutes, they were driving to the front gates of the Gabriel Parksville Zoo. Stepping out, they were quickly greeted by the zoo staff. The warm sunlight hit her first, then the cacophony of sounds, chattering humans, screeches and roars, distant trumpeting, the rumble of heavy footsteps. Michelle gasped, turning in a full circle. Darren, this is amazing. He offered her his hand without thinking, guiding her along the path lined with enclosures and murals of creatures she'd never seen. Michelle pressed her face to every railing, wide-eyed and radiant. Then she froze. Darren, she whispered fiercely. Look, a unicorn. You told me no unicorns. Darren followed her line of sight and nearly choked on a laugh. Across a wide, grassy pen stood a large, round, pale gray creature grazing lazily. Michelle pointed harder. See? One horn. But he's a bit fat for a unicorn. Oh, my, Shelley, Darren said, half laughing, half groaning as he covered his mouth. That is not a unicorn. But Darren placed her hand in his, causing sparks to dance across his palm. He has one horn, yes, but that is a chubby unicorn. Michelle's eyes widened. A what? A rhino, Darren said, amusement dancing in his voice. This big guy is an albino rhinoceros. Rare. Humans rescued him from poachers. They were hunting him just for his horn. Michelle stepped closer to the railing, face softening in pure, open wonder. He's beautiful. Darren watched her, really watched her. the awe in her eyes reflecting the same warmth she described in Trey's. Yeah, he murmured. He really is. Michelle finally tore herself away from the albino rhino, and Darren guided her down another winding path. The air smelled of fresh hay, damp earth, and the distant sweetness of kettle corn. Children shrieked with laughter. Birds trilled. Somewhere a lion yawned loud enough that Michelle nearly jumped. They wandered through exhibits, hand in hand, without realizing it. Savannah plains, reptile houses, little aquariums glowing in blues and greens. Michelle stopped every few feet. Oh, that looks like a swamp basilisk. That's just an alligator, sweetheart. And that one, a tiny dragon. That's a Komodo dragon, not nearly as magical or nice. Michelle huffed dramatically, and Darren laughed under his breath. Your book of lore is going to have an identity crisis after today. But then the sky shifted. A low rumble vibrated across the zoo grounds, and Michelle looked up. Clouds the color of slate rolled over the sun. Wind whipped her hair around her face. Darren? I know. He squeezed her hand. We need shelter. The first fat drop of wet snow hit her cheek, then another. Then the sky opened in a sudden, heavy downpour of rain and snow. Darren slipped an arm around her waist, pulling her close as they hurried under the covered walkway that led into the tropical jungle habitat, a massive indoor greenhouse full of towering palms, waterfalls, and warm humidity that wrapped around them like a blanket. Inside, the jungle was dim and alive. Birds chattered, water trickled down fake stone cliffs, plants glistened under grow lights. Michelle exhaled, brushing wet strands of hair from her face. It's suddenly so quiet. Storms do that, Darren murmured. Makes everything outside hide. She looked toward the glass windows where sheets of rain hammered the other exhibits. What about the animals, the ones outside? Darren stepped closer, voice gentle. Do you want to go back to the pack house? We can leave now before it gets worse. Michelle shook her head immediately. No, not until I know what happened to all the animals. He smiled softly at that, at her heart, her worry, her innocence. Michelle, they're safe. During winter and storms like this, the zoo brings the outdoor animals inside. Heated barns, enclosures under the main complex. They rotate them. She blinked in relief. Oh, so nothing bad happened? Not at all. His voice lowered, playful warmth slipping in. And come spring, we can come back and see all the new calves, hatchlings, even pups. She froze, her eyes lifted slowly. Pups? Darren straightened, the faintest smirk tugging at his mouth. Her expression morphed, confusion, realization, shock. Then her cheeks went bright red. You, she sputtered. He chuckled. I miss moments like this more than anything. To see you get so flustered and bashful. It's rather exciting. Michelle covered her face with both hands. You like to embarrass me. Of course I do. Darren's voice dipped with affectionate mischief. You look like you need a hug, sweetheart. She lowered her hands just enough to glare at him before playfully slugging him in the chest. He exaggerated a wince. Ouch. Did my Luna just try to beat me up? Maybe. His smirk deepened. Looks like somebody needs a nap. I do not. Oh, I think you do. He leaned in closer, breath hot against the side of her neck as his fingers traced the soft skin of her arm. And maybe I'll just have to join you. Michelle shivered. Not from cold, from him. Outside, thunder cracked like the world splitting open. But inside the warm jungle habitat, all she could feel was Darren's presence. His heat, his scent, the low promise threading through every grazing touch. She swallowed. Darren? Yes, sweetheart. Her heartbeat fluttered painfully delicious, and the storm outside only seemed to pull them closer. Thunder cracked so violently it shook the metal beams overhead. Michelle gasped. Then everything hit her all at once. The world turned and twisted. A flash, a scream, White fur stained dark. Trey's voice, not spoken, but felt, calling her name from somewhere impossibly far away. Her knees buckled. Darren caught her instantly, arms sealing around her waist like steel bands. She buried herself against him before she could think, her face pressed to the warm curve of his chest. Her breath trembled against him. "It's okay. I've got you," he murmured, lowering his chin to the top of her head. But Darren wasn't the only one responding. His wolf surged forward so fast he staggered with it, gold burning in his eyes, his chest expanding with a barely controlled growl. One arm wrapped around Michelle's back, the other slid up her spine, palms spreading between her shoulder blades as if to claim shelter, shield. "Shh, sweetheart," he whispered, voice deeper, rougher. "You're safe. With me, you're always safe." Michelle felt the rumble of his wolf through his chest, a protective snarl aimed at the storm outside. It vibrated through her bones, settling deep. I I saw him," she whispered against him. "Trey, just for a second. I think he called for me." Darren held her even tighter, jaw clenching. "Your bond is waking up." His lips brushed her temple. Not a kiss, but dangerously close. "Stay with me. Right here." Another boom of thunder exploded, and Michelle flinched deeper into his embrace. He made a low noise, primal and possessive. His eyes danced with golden light as his wolf danced around consciousness. Then everything went dark. The entire jungle habitat hummed once. When the light snapped off, blackness swallowed the space except for faint emergency strips glowing along the floor. The storm intensified outside, wind howling, snow slamming against the walls. Michelle shivered. "This wouldn't happen to a Yeti," she pouted, voice small in the dark. Darren huffed, a laugh pulling her closer. "A Bigfoot? You'd rather a giant hairy ape man hold you, cupcake?" "No," she whispered, except it came out more like a horrified shout. He leaned down, lips dangerously close to her ear. "Good." His breath ghosted down her neck, hot and electrifying. "My wolf would tear him apart." Reaching down, he pulled his shirt apart and pulled her close to his chest. Her pulse jumped. "You're very warm." "If you're cold," he murmured, eyes glowing bright, molten gold in the dim emergency light. "My wolf and I can warm you."
That's one so far.
I'm over here trying not to choke on fucking pizza rolls.
And there's still more. We're not done yet, folks. Not done yet, folks.
Heat radiated off him in waves, like standing near a living furnace. Michelle's breath hitched as she felt it spill down her spine, over her collarbone, down her arms. "Darren," she breathed, fingers curling into the front of his shirt for balance. "Sweetheart," he whispered, forehead lowering until it brushed hers. "You're trembling." His thumb lifted her chin gently, forcing her to look up at him through the dim jungle shadows. He didn't kiss her. but he hovered right there, impossibly close, breath mingling with hers, the warmth of him pressing her back against the glass railing. He was everywhere. The scent of cedar and smoke hung thick in the air like a warm protective blanket. "Tell me," he murmured, voice husky, "do I make you nervous or warm or perhaps—" She reached out, putting a finger over his mouth, stopping him from continuing. "Both," she whispered, cheeks burning. "We will stop there." He exhaled a shaky breath like he was barely keeping himself reined in. "You have no idea what you do to me." She murmured as she nestled into his chest, her hand gliding across it, causing sparks to dance between them, filling both of them with small doses of pleasure. The storm raged louder. Wind screamed, snow hammered the roof. They were truly, completely trapped. Michelle swallowed. "How long until the power comes back?" Darren didn't look away from her lips, didn't move back. "Long enough." He brushed his thumb over her plump lip as she started to pout. His hand slid from her chin to her waist, slow, deliberate, searing through her damp clothes. His hand tried to commit everything to memory. "Long enough," he repeated, "for me to keep you warm, however you need." His voice thick and heavy with want and desire. His nostrils flared, and he took a deep breath of her scent. Michelle's breath caught, heart flying. She quickly closed her legs to try hiding what she knew he had already caught. And in the shadows of the storm-dark jungle, Darren's wolf growled one word inside him. "Mine." The emergency lights flickered again, then steadied into a dim orange glow. Darren drew a slow breath, forcing himself to think. Really think. Because if he didn't move them soon, he was going to kiss her again. It's the railing until neither of them remembered the storm. "Come on," he murmured, voice low. "There's a heated keeper room around the corner, safer than standing out here." Michelle nodded, though her legs felt like water. Her fingers lingered in his shirt a moment longer before she let him guide her through the shadowed jungle habitat. They passed trees dripping with rainwater, the artificial river shimmering in the low light, and a sign reading, "Authorized personnel only." Darren shouldered the door open. Inside, the keeper room was small, but warm, humid, cozy, lit by a single emergency lamp. A bench lined the wall, supplies filled shelves. The hum of generators vibrated faintly under the floor. Michelle stepped in and wrapped her arms around herself. He saw the shiver ripple down her spine. That was all it took. Darren's wolf lunged forward inside him, fast and hungry. He closed the door with one hand and pressed his other against the wall beside her head, caging her gently, but unmistakably. "Are you still cold?" he asked. The answer didn't matter. His body heat rolled off him like wildfire. "A little," she whispered. Darren stepped closer until their chests brushed, just barely, and Michelle inhaled sharply as heat surged into her like a tide. Then he leaned in, not kissing her mouth, not yet. He traced a slow, deliberate path with his lips along her jaw. Michelle gasped, fingers curling desperately into the fabric of his soaked shirt. Her knees wobbled. He caught her waist with both hands, pulling her flush against him. The muffled thump of two bodies colliding. "Darren," she breathed. Her voice broke him, every part of him. He kissed the soft spot beneath her ear, light at first, then firmer, warmer, open-mouthed. Michelle trembled against him, her breath catching on a sound that made his wolf snarl with possessive pleasure. He kissed along her neck, slow, reverent, searing, peppering her skin with warmth, with hunger he could barely contain. Michelle's hand slid across his chest again, trailing sparks. His breath hitched, his body tightened, his wolf clawed inside him with an almost painful urgency. Mark her. Claim her. Now. Darren's lips hovered at the curve of her neck, the place where a mate mark would sit. His canines extended a fraction with a sharp ache. One bite is all it would take. A single bite would mark her as his forever. His alpha venom would enter her system and either jumpstart her wolf or change her. Michelle felt the shift. Her breath stilled. Darren? He pressed his forehead to her shoulder, shaking, fighting himself. You don't understand what you do to me, he rasped. My wolf, he's too close. Michelle cupped his jaw with trembling fingers. Then stay close. A broken growl rumbled from his chest. His lips returned to her neck, hotter now, desperate. His canines grazed her skin lightly, barely touching, but enough to make her entire body melt against him. Her breath left her in a shudder. His hand slid down to her hips, pulling her against him in a soft, unrestrained groan. Sweetheart, his voice cracked. I want. He inhaled sharply and then froze. His canines extended fully, right over her mate mark sight. A fraction more pressure. One heartbeat, and he'd mark her forever. Darren tore himself backward like the wall had exploded behind him. Michelle stumbled forward, suddenly cold where his body had been burning against hers. Darren? He shook his head, backing away until his spine hit the supply shelf. I'm sorry. I need to cool off. Before she could reach for him, he bolted out the door, moving fast, almost wolf fast. Michelle followed him out into the dim jungle habitat just in time to see him slip behind the waterfall curtain, the one made to mimic a tropical cascade. Cold water crashed down over him, drenching him instantly. His shirt plastered to his chest. His breath heaved. His fingers dug into the rocks at his sides as the icy water beat down on him. His wolf still glowed in his eyes, wild, furious, struggling for dominance. Darren, Michelle whispered from the doorway. He didn't look at her. I'm trying, he said hoarsely. I swear I am. But you, he dragged in a ragged breath. You make it very hard to think. The waterfall roared around him, steam rising where his heat fought the cold. Michelle stood frozen, breath trembling, because even drenched, trembling, fighting himself, he looked at her like she was something holy. Michelle hesitated only a moment before stepping closer. The mist from the waterfall kissed her cheeks, cool and sharp, but nothing compared to the heat pouring off Darren even as the water battered him. Darren, she said again, softer. His shoulders tensed. You shouldn't come closer, he ground out, voice rough. I'm barely holding on. She didn't listen. She stepped into the shallow spray, cold droplets soaking her hair and clinging to her lashes. The chill made her breath hitch, but the sight of him, trembling under the waterfall, was what stole her breath entirely. You ran away from me, she said quietly, but there was power to her words. He flinched. I ran from myself, he corrected, from what I almost did. Michelle reached out, slow and steady, touching his wrist. Even through the freezing water, his skin was burning. He squeezed his eyes shut. Shelley, I nearly marked you. Her heart stuttered, not from fear, but from something deeper, warmer, spreading through her chest like sunlight. You didn't, she murmured. You stopped. That doesn't make it better. His voice was low, battered, ashamed. My wolf wanted you so badly. I lost the line for a second. I can't let that happen. Not until you choose it, not until you're ready. The earnestness in his voice hit her harder than the storm. Michelle slid her hand down from his wrist to his palm. His fingers curled around hers instantly, desperate, like he'd been drowning and finally found something solid to hold on to. You think I'm scared of you? She whispered. His eyes opened, gold and human brown swirling together in a storm of conflict. Never, she said, stepping closer until the waterfall misted around them like a silver veil. You make me feel safe. Even when you're fighting yourself, you choose me. A breath tore out of him, half exhale, half groan, full emotion. Slowly, very slowly, he lifted her hand to his lips and pressed a kiss to her knuckles. Soft, reverent, a man trying hard not to break. I don't deserve you, he murmured against her skin. Michelle's heart twisted. You do, she whispered. More than you think. The storm outside thundered again, loud enough that the glass panels rattled, but the moment between them was untouched, warm in a way that felt almost private, sacred. Darren finally pulled himself from the waterfall, droplets streaming over his skin. Michelle reached up and brushed a bit of wet hair from his forehead. You're freezing, she said gently. He huffed a soft laugh. My fault. Come on, she coaxed, sliding her fingers between his. Let's go back inside the dry, warm room. The storm will pass. We will get back to the pack house, and I will draw you a hot bath. He let her lead him, still damp, still vibrating with controlled tension, but calmer now, grounded by her touch. You know, it feels like the tables just got flipped. When did I become the Luna? He half chuckled. Michelle's lips twitched. Doing the right thing, showing kindness does not come from Alpha or Luna. No one soul is better than the next. They returned to the keeper room, the humid warmth enveloping them like a blanket. Darren shut the door behind them and leaned back against it with a heavy exhale. The emergency light cast a soft amber glow on his skin. Michelle tugged him toward the bench. He sat. She sat beside him, close enough that their knees brushed. For a moment, neither spoke. Then Darren turned to her, his expression gentler than she'd ever seen it, open, vulnerable. I was afraid I'd scare you, he admitted quietly. You didn't. She rested her head on his shoulder. You cared enough to stop. That means something. His arm curled around her automatically, holding her against his side, protective and warm. The storm howled outside, but the room felt like its own cocoon. Humid, dim, safe. Michelle let her eyes drift half closed. Darren kissed the top of her wet hair, soft as a promise. We'll wait it out, he murmured. Just you and me. Her heart fluttered. Just us, she echoed.
Dun dun dun. Julie, why are you shaking your head? Thank you, CD.
First of all, I almost choked on like 4 freaking pizza rolls. Then you turn around and you bring us right to the fucking edge and nothing. Just drop us like a bad fucking habit.
Yeah, well, that's what Darren did, okay? That's what Darren did. Darren got right to the edge and then backed himself off. Like, what, like, and the worst part about it is him denying himself makes him even fucking hotter.
I mean, do you want your first time to be in a closet in a zoo?
All depends on what the closet of the zoo was.
We won't talk
I
about
mean,
some
whatever
of the
yucks your
places
yum.
I've been.
That's what I gotta say about that. Some people might actually enjoy that.
I know, but this is my character.
Yeah. No, and he actually loves her and cares about her. So he's trying to think of what she would want, even though she doesn't necessarily know what she wants. So that's entirely amazing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know a guy who claimed to have been in the rafters of our high school auditorium during a performance on stage, and everybody in the audience, all the parents and everything. So, yeah, there's weirder places than a janitor's closet or a keeper's closet at the zoo.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many high school girls all got pregnant under the bleachers while the football game was going on?
I mean, oh my Lanta,
I mean, I'm not saying that it wasn't good. I am just saying, is the girl gonna throw him a bone any fucking time soon?
She was about ready to let him throw his bone.
I know. Darren wasn't the only one that got a cold fucking reality check. I throw the mic at you. Well, hello, stranger.
Oh.
Oh, hello, K-Knight. You just missed me turning all of 50 Shades of Red.
For sure.
He had to break out the fan tonight already, you know. But we only got 3 more for this evening.
And next up, oh, I forgot to. Okay. So is this 3 name?
Yes.
Yes, Mike tossing is related to leaving Julie in suspense. That is correct. Do we have Death's Head? Because I think. No, I was wondering about the name.
Oh. I don't know if they're in here tonight. They're there.
Okay, perfect. Question: This 3 name underneath trigger warnings, is that your pen name that you want us to use? Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. So I'm nicknaming it Death's Head so that I know who the heck. You're really gonna. Okay. Okay.
Yes, Julie gets mad and throws the mic, or Julie gets mad and throws the book.
Yes. And I turn off the mic. I might pull out duct tape. I might get the fan. I might get a hanky. I don't have a poker face. No, you're absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Debuting on the Hold My Pen Promptcast is Death's Head, aka for the purposes of pen name Wilhelm Frederick Ruffy. Ruffy? Roofy? Please not Roofy. Ruff? Give me a pronunciation here. Anyway, Wilhelm. Not to be confused with my middle spawn, William. Although I have called him Wilhelm. And he just looks at me funny. I go, now you know I'm not serious. All right. Now, no need to be nervous. You're vouched for. All right. Welcome to our little circle of the world. Rain tapped on Robert Astor's windshield as he drove along a dirt road winding between towering redwoods. The Model T groaned and protested his choice of route, the engine sputtering whenever he drove through a particularly large puddle while the wheels struggled on the harder turns. Robert, though, urged his car onwards, knowing that time was running out. Behind him was a trail so strange that he didn't believe half of his own memories. Ahead in the wilderness was a manor where a cult was hoping to bring about the end of the world. Ruffy. Okay, Ruffy. Wilhelm Frederick Ruffy. Some weeks earlier, fog choked the streets of San Francisco as Robert walked to his office on Fisherman's Wharf. He ate a hot dog from one of the vendors for lunch, craning his neck to see the towers slowly rising between the Golden Gate. Every day they grew taller, and soon there would be a bridge spanning the bay if a quake didn't knock the whole thing down first. That'll be what happens, Robert thought. The city is down on its luck, just like me. Movement caught his eye, a silhouette appearing in the fog ahead of him. The shape slowly resolved into a young woman, hair bobbed and clad in a scandalously short skirt which would have made his mother faint in shame. Already surprised to see a flapper in the wild, Robert was shocked when she came right up to him, flagging him down with her handkerchief as she said, "Are you Astor, the detective?" "Allegedly." Robert swallowed, wiping his mouth with the back of his hand. A man ought to have investigated something more recently than the market crash to call himself detective. That's what I think, anyway. "If you're finished with that, I have a matter I'd like you to look into." "Yeah, why not? Lay it on me." "My brother Jack. He went missing while looking for work around Santa Rosa." She opened her purse, taking out a photograph and a letter. "And before you ask, the police don't care. Or maybe they're in on it. Either way, his last letter talked about a weird sect who were willing to take in anyone who pledged to their master." "I see," Robert said, looking at the picture of Jack, a man with high cheeks, no chin, and that permanent sullen look those who came back from the trenches found hard to shake. He was standing in the shadow of a church, staring off into the distance. "You have anything more about than this being a weird sect?" "They're called Children of Providence, or that's the name Jack wrote in his letter. Look it over, please." Robert nodded, skimming a rather typical missive from a man looking for work when there were 10 others for every open job. The only thing which stood out was a passage speculating that this was apt punishment for the creatures who made trenches, gas, and flamethrowers. "Doesn't seem like too positive a man," Robert said, tucking letter and photograph into his coat. He straightened his hat, looking out over the harbor once more. It occurred to him that there was likely nothing amiss at all, just one more soul swallowed up on his futile search for employment. "How much are you willing to shell out?" "I have $30, she replied, Robert's ears perking up, "and another 30 when the job is done." He took a deep breath, feeling that angel on his shoulder urging him to turn down the job and let her keep her money. Instead, Robert yielded, taking the money and saying, "All right, then, it's your dough. And what lovely name will I be writing my reports to?" "Sarah Carver, at your service." "Hey, I'm at your service. That's the deal." Since the bridge was not yet built, Robert had to dole out the first of his payment to a ferryman, a short ride carrying his car across the bay. Then he drove up the Redwood Highway through the yellow grasslands which covered the hills. It was a long drive, and nothing much took place, save for a few farm trucks rolling by. It was later in the afternoon when he at last arrived in Santa Rosa, passing by the gorgeous courthouse and the town square before finding his way to a gas station. While refilling, Robert walked up to the attendant and asked him, "You hear about the Children of Providence? I hear they're helping folk who are out of work." "Who told you that?" the attendant asked, an edge to his voice which instantly told Robert there was something off about them. "A broad down in San Fran said her brother found a good job with them." "If you're looking for work, my friend, I would steer clear of them." "Suppose I don't want to steer clear of them," Robert said, taking out a cigarette and holding it out. The attendant fidgeted, then took the cigarette, Robert giving him a light. He took a long drag, puffing it out through his nose before he said, "Might be they're operating out of the Masonic Lodge, just down that way on 7th Street. "Masons? Oh, that's all I need," Robert muttered, climbing back into his car and driving back onto the street. He followed it, turning around twice before he managed to follow 7th Street to a triangular intersection. Here stood the Masonic Lodge, looking like a regular old church or some other nondescript building. And this is where the trail gets cold, I bet. Robert parked across the street, straightened his hat, then marched up to the building. Deciding that knocking on the door and asking about their conspiratorial cult would be a poor move, he slinked around the sides, trying to find a way inside or someone to speak with. To his surprise, he found a man standing against the back door, puffing on a smoke as he recited something under his breath. Above him, with the crest of Scotland, with a unicorn and a lion, the same symbol pinned above the man's pocket in gold, along with a name tag declaring him Nathan Klein. After weighing his options, Robert changed his mind and walked right up to him. Instantly, his cigarette falling to the ground. Instantly, Nathaniel stood, his cigarette falling to the ground. "Howdy, stranger," Robert said, scooping up the fallen cig and handing it back with a smile. "I heard a rumor floating around that this is where someone can find a job. Is that right?" "Rumors are fickle things," Nathan replied, knocking the cigarette out of Robert's hand and shooting a glance over his shoulder. "On the other hand, sometimes there is truth in the air." He nodded, walking to the door. "Come on, I can use you." Robert followed him in through the door. He had only a moment to take in a rather nondescript corridor before Nathan spun around and punched him right between the eyes. Stars flashed in Robert's vision as he staggered back against the wall, Nathan lunging at him and throwing him to the floor. "What the hell?" Robert croaked, flailing his hands. "I said I could use you." Nathan kicked him, and then the floor seemed to collapse. Robert screamed, landing in a heap on a pile of old clothes. He muttered to himself, looking up to see a trap door overhead, Nathan looking grimly down at him. The two locked eyes for but a moment, the door slamming shut. "Son of a bitch," Robert muttered, wincing as he rubbed the bridge of his nose. A scuttling noise froze him in place, a thrill of fear running down his spine. He rose, the fear becoming a searing panic as he saw that the clothes still had owners. A trio of men desiccated like they'd been left out in the desert for years. The scuttle grew closer, Robert looking across the basement to see piles of cobwebs. And in their heart was a parody of a human figure, one with violet skin 8 limbs and ruby faceted eyes like an insect. It spread its 6 arms wide, dagger-like fingers flashing in the beams of light as it whispered in a mockery of a human voice. "Oh, lonely soul, you look like you need a hug." Its jaws opened wide, a pair of dripping fangs emerging from its hellish maw. "Come closer, sweetie. It won't hurt. I promise."
I think fucking not.
Driver picks the music. Shotgun shuts his cake hole.
Mr. Wilhelm Frederick Ruffy, you better be coming back. I don't even like spiders. I fucking hate spiders. I fucking hate spiders worse than anything fucking ever. But this is historical fiction, supernatural, detective, a flapper, early 1920. Oh my fucking god, yes, please keep coming back. Please keep coming back and bring me more of this fucking story. Oh shit. This is what Dresden should have been. Sorry, for anybody who is a Harry Dresden fan, this is what Harry Dresden should have fucking been. Fuck!
Yes. I agree with Izzy. I only got through the first book and it was okay, but I couldn't get through any others. And yeah.
Welcome to the family. You're ours now. We claim you.
Thank you for that.
Nutter, there we go. Cult of the Spider Queen. and a shadow, like I can even picture that cover. The shadow, like you can't really tell that it's a spider, like a humanoid, but it's so in shadow, like the old detective novels where it's, he's standing there with his fedora or whatever. I know fedoras are too early for that time period, but you know what I mean. Holy fuck. I don't know about broke, but made excited. Like, please bring me the spider. Good God, when has Izzy ever said, bring me the motherfucking spider?
Never. Never.
She would know. She's known me. She's been my best friend for 29 years. She would know. She would know.
Yep.
Holy fuck.
I want to see this book.
I do too.
I don't think you have to try.
Just keep going with that story. Keep going with that story. I mean, and I'm yes, okay. I'm really excited, and it may seem like I'm not excited about everybody else's. No, I am. I am. But this is your first time out, and you have fucking wowed us, just like a non-4 did last week. Like I said, you're ours now. We licked you. We claimed you.
I may or may not have bullied him into doing that. I'm just saying.
Yeah. This is what happens when Julie bulldogs people into submitting. Artemis Elf has a friend that needs to be bulldogged, but I don't know if bulldog is the right approach with that one. But Leon, just stop. Don't stop while you're ahead. I've already threatened to disown you once today in the Discord server. A van is not a truck, and a truck is not a van. And don't tell me that Cars Lexia is a real fucking thing, because it ain't. It's fine if you can't tell a Toyota from a Hyundai, but good God.
No, it's fine if you can't tell a Toyota from a Nissan. If you can't tell a Toyota from a Hyundai, all depends on if it's the car. But still, for a couple of years, if it was Mopar in any way, shape, or form, you had to go to the fucking back and look at the taillights or the badging. Certain trucks, depending on the front end and the particular years, yeah, it's hard to tell a Chevy from a fucking Ford.
Yeah. The only way I can tell is if it's got the Ford oval or the Chevy bow tie half the time. Right. I'm fine with that. But if you can't tell an SUV from a van, from a truck, from a car, I'm sorry. I'm going to call a spade a spade. That is just willful ignorance. So let's not keep going on the spider bit and have me fully disown you. Okay. Any hoozle.
Make us put you in timeout.
We will put you on timeout.
It is not we are not talking about this any further. The fearless leader has spoken.
I would quit while you're ahead, Leon. Please.
Don't get me wrong. SUVs may be considered bro-dozers, but on top of that, that's the whole way I was able to cart anything around while having an infant in a car carrier. Because as we have seen in the Discord, I posted both my pickup trucks. I've got a 2001 Chevy Silverado and a 2002 Nissan Frontier. Okay, both pickup trucks. Izzy drives trucks. Now, could I have had a car seat in either one of those? Yes, the Silverado, because it's an extended cab. And the Frontier is also an extended cab, but it has jump seats in the back. It is not very easy to get in anything in and out of jump seats in the back seat of a King cab. My Silverado is a King crew cab. So very much different. But here's the thing. Okay. I had a Chevy Blazer. That I could get Lex's car seat in and out without a problem, and also cart the things that I need to cart, because back then I was a junker. A junker is somebody who goes around on trash day, which is every single day in different parts of the city, and pick out metal, computer parts. Because me and my dad would actually pull out every computer that we came across and we would wipe it, because people aren't careful with their information. So we would literally wipe it. And then, of course, we got free hard drives and shit that we could write over, and motherboards and sound cards and all the shit. So, yeah, SUVs can be bro-dozers, but they can also be single moms just trying to be their redneck selves. All right. Do we have ads?
No.
Yeah. Okay, cool. There we go. Because we don't want our friends to miss one Artemis Elf up next, aka GT Gretz. Go buy her motherfucking book. Okay? Just don't argue with me. A Tale of Fallen Ash and War, right?
It's her saying no ads yet.
Okay. Because one screen said that there was ads in 5 minutes, and then it went away. Right? Yes, the crazy amount of rando motherboards Pop had. I went through the Discord the other day and was showing off and counting off how many hard drives I have, including 2 Bigfoot hard drives. Good Lord. I don't even know if I can get all the information and data off of them because I don't know if I have the components that I need. K-Knight, I may need your professional assistance with getting documentation off of these things. Any hoozle. There's the ad break in progress. There's the ad. There's the ad. Okay, let me pop over here. Okay, dokie. So we got a minute and a half. Go get drinks.
Get up.
Hey,
Stretch.
I like Seagate. Seagate's my brand. But yeah, they did some crazy ass shit back then. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Oh. Get drinks. We got what? 2 more?
We got Gretz and then Anonymous 4 for tonight.
All right.
Okie dokie. Artichoke. Okay, and we're back. And of course, now all the rum's gone. All the whiskey's gone. But the only thing left is Everclear, and I was banned from drinking that because that's for first aid purposes, according to my son. Any hoozle. Now I have to make sure that I am buying something tomorrow during specific hours because it's Sunday tomorrow. And we are ready for one Artemis Elf. We're going to die. That's what we're going to do. We are going to die.
We are not going to die.
Mentally? Yeah. Oh, good. Good, K-Night. I might have to hit you up later. Oh, boy. We are back to an unsettling feeling of being watched. The storm outside was getting worse. A cold, relentless drumming, an aggravated thrumming against window panes and old buildings grew heavier still against the tired cement and asphalt lanes that cut off at sharp, chevron-marked angles. It was the only thing loud enough to compete with the frantic, silent screaming in my head. Just when I thought she'd finished crying, the corded phone, tangled and still beeping on the floor beside Lady Grossman's unfortunately timed corpse, rang once. A jarring intrusion of mundane noise into the profound silence of death. then disconnected to meet the same fate. I knew with certainty that I wouldn't leave without finding out what happened. But the chilling truth about cases like these was that there was always an onslaught of questions and few answers to be had. My fingers grazed the brim of my fedora, a necessity against the rain and a cliche in the black and white noir scene I'd enveloped myself in. Oh, and before I forget, I flick a card between my fingers at the sobbing woman. If you remember anything, you give me a jingle. Zoe Bradine Alexander. Ziba, to those who knew the parts I barely allowed myself to remember. I'd been working for Twilight Investigations for years now, and a scene like this wasn't anything special. Sure, I'd breathed that heavy sigh of disappointment and allowed a moment of desperate longing while surveying the dead woman trapped in this morbid flat. But it didn't really mean much to me. The woman, dressed like a modern, uninspired maid, took the card, fingered her name badge, then turned to the window. Her face drew long and empty. I miss moments like this more than anything, she whispered. Not about the corpse or the storm, but about the absence of the normal, simple moments of her past, a time before she came to work at the proverbial Cecil Hotel of the Folding Realms. Even in the astral planes, this place was both the king without peoples and a domain called home to those who knew not what lurked beyond its doors and sought shelter too soon. The burden of her psychic ability was more suitable for talents beyond turning down sheets. The sort meant for investigating spiritual crimes felt especially crushing now, especially to me. I'd worked long and hard to perfect my tendrils' reach, to touch into the souls of those who came through dreams like this maid woman. The matter of the fact was, behind that auburn bob and dark, rich brown eyes, she knew something and couldn't explain it. Moments like this, I said, strutting closer with a cool calm, are the sort that feel like waking while we're still dreaming. And am I dreaming now? She looked at me, bewildered by the thought. No, I think probably not, I lied. Who was I to break the news to her that everything she believed real was nothing more than a cleverly constructed filter I'd slapped over the crime to make it more palatable? She'd wake up soon enough and forget she'd ever been here. Her hand slid into the pocket of her uniform, then rooted around before bringing forth a crumpled paper. She handed it to me like a grandmother giving over a piece of cheap candy. The maid turned back to the window, unaware of her own actions. I opened the crumpled paper, leaving her to peer at the wall. The window was as much an illusion as everything else. I smoothed the note out over the corner by the door. My eyes narrowed. Another cryptic message. I hissed a curse under my breath and crammed the paper into my pocket and hurried out of the hotel. Demons and dreamers gave little more than a passing glance as I rushed down the stairs and out the front door. Midnight greeted me like the midday sun. I snapped my fingers, dissipating the noir and revealing the white and sterile of a liminal office. I puckered my lips to the side. This wasn't where I needed to be, but it would do for the moment. I walked slowly down the infinite hall, thoughts wandering farther ahead like shadows. The parlor with its rain-streaked windows was a sort of prison for Lady Grossman. She was a known poacher in the plains, and a punishment so fitting was no mistake. The greater demons must have claimed her, but why? More importantly, why had they left the help with a message reading, Ziba! His voice rang out, arms wide as he came down the hall toward me. Marcus Felsmeister, I answered, jaw tightening and my figure shifting slightly to something more feral. Itching to run so soon? He eyed the swish of my tail, plumed in red and white. Sneaky fox, going into the hotel with a shade cloak. What about it? Nothing, nothing. He held up his clawed hands. I'm merely saying how odd it is that you'd go in with such caution. A smirk curled on his face. One might think you're part of Operation Unicorn. Everyone knows that's not a real function, I said. It was true, too. The name was Operation Spirit Horse. Do they? He chided, checking his nails for imagined imperfections. There's a lot of chatter in the meditation fields of a fox running in circles, chasing its tail for answers again. His gold eyes flicked up to meet mine. And maybe I'm wrong, but there was a poacher of importance found dead on the waking side of things, not just on the floor of some lore-afflicted hotel. My ears flashed up, canine and perked. My pupils narrowed into slits, rage seething up from an unseen core. This was my case, my leads. What the hell did Marcus think he was doing, chasing my tail again? He'd have to move a little faster, I reasoned as I fished for the note in my pocket. There was no way that buzzard knew a thing about it, unless he was involved. Something the matter? He smirked, not an ounce of sincerity in his words. You look like you need a hug. My skin and fur bristled as he laughed, passing by. He paused a moment, patting my shoulder, then laughed again and continued down the hall. I unfolded the note again and looked it over carefully. Sunken quills. I had no idea what that meant or what it had to do with the murder of Lady Grossman or the strange emptiness of her hotel room. As if she'd brought nothing with her. And dreamers always brought something. Stress, fevers, self-doubt, anger, the usual. But no, her room was different. The one thing there was the maid. And who was she? I'd never seen anyone look so human since I'd helped secure the first trans-astral communicator for Spirit Horse. No, it can't be, I whispered, turning to find the hallway melting like wax, and the woman at the window was still there. More importantly, I was still in the hotel, too. You thought you could leave that easily? She said, just above a whisper. You've only just arrived. Or should I say, her head turned, revealing her true face, an owl with eyes like dark marbles. Thank you for showing up when I called. She raised her hand, half feathered, and my card caught between the plumage. What do you remember? That's not the right question, Detective. Of course, she was an owl. What do you know? I know where to find the unicorn. Are you fucking shitting me? Are you fucking shitting me? For those interested, this is the work of G.T. Gretz. This is the first novel in her tale of, whatever. A Tale of Fallen Ash and War. And this is earlier than what? So dystopian fantasy type future thing. Just buy the book. Put it on your bookshelf. Don't have to read it. Just buy the goddamn book. So she can keep turning out shit like this.
Is she here?
I'm not sure.
She's watching but having technical difficulties right this second.
That's fine.
So no,
That's
she's
fine.
hearing us read her the riot act.
I'm Whoo! Kind of glad I don't have something to turn in this week.
I mean,
competing with this shit? Y'all!
I didn't see that coming. And I mean, everybody's had a really rough week. We have really rough weeks this week. And as such of having a really rough week, some of us got a lot done. Some of us did not get a lot done. And we have proven that you don't have to have a lot to make a fucking impact around here. Just
Jeepers creepers, Batman.
like, yoink. I used to be able to do Scooby so much better than that.
Yes, K-Knight. Take an hour after the little goes to bed.
Oh, he wants in on this? I haven't had excuse me, sir. I haven't had a freaking submission out of your butt in a while either. Do I need to go in there and start bullying you again? Apparently, when I bully, I get shit. So what would you like here? She's got the duct tape. I got a bat. I mean, I'm pretty sure somewhere along the lines we can get a couple pieces of wood and some sledgehammers, and we can pull a real misery here. Do you really want that?
I have a camper.
Well, you're
And
gonna
a
have to come to
generator.
mine too. So it's like, here you go.
And as if I don't know how to find addresses. No, I'm just saying here. We love our writing from all of you prompters, and we miss some of you. We understand that life happens. We really, really do. And it is fine. If you do not have the spoons, all joking aside, if you do not have the spoons to submit, do not think at any time that you are letting us down in some way, okay? Because you are not. You are not letting us down. You're not even in that case letting yourself down, although give yourself a little bit more grace and a little bit more leeway and credit. Give credit where credit is due. We wake up every single day. We go to work every single day. We take care of children every single day. We do chores around the house every single day. And sometimes there is not enough spoons to sit down and do something for ourselves. But I challenge you to make a date with yourself. Okay, everybody. Make a date with yourself that's the day that you are going to write. You're going to spend an hour, 2 hours, whatever. And that's what you got. Okay. But do something for you. We do have a channel over in the Discord. What is it called? Self-care.
One moment.
Self-care triumphs or something like that.
Sounds right.
Yes, self-care triumphs.
Self-care triumphs. You did a thing and you want to share a story, share a picture so that we can celebrate with you. Plus, I don't know how many times from all across the country and now across the world, people are getting ideas from each other on basic household shit, right? Not even just the writing. We are a full service support group. Okay. This afternoon, Julie was helping me and Will change his oil and try and figure out how the fuck to get the goddamn drain plug out. Finally did it. By scripts, which he then had to use my truck to go get a new one because we boogered that one up. But that's the thing. Full circle, full service support group.
Exactly. Isaac over on YouTube said, I just took a day for myself. That's the important part. We have relaxation, we have time, we have the I don't want to, and you can't make me.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Last but not least, we have R2D2 over there.
Does he even know he's not muted?
See, this is why I need noise dampening panels for my room so that, when my mic's on, I'm not catching every single sound and letting everybody wonder what I'm doing. This is how we publicly shame our brother.
Hey, I thought I was muted. Sorry. and you can go bite it.
That's what she said.
Okay, Michelle.
And that's a clip. Thank you, Leon. Woo! We like when we have inside jokes. There we go. All right. Next up, Anonymous 4. Welcome back. Just in case, because I know nothing, right? Remember, I read these blind. So you get my real-time reaction to absolutely everything, which is why Wilhelms just hit me. So, right? Because I didn't know anything about what was leading into it, what was going on. So the fact that you guys give me good stuff to read, that's
wasn't even privy to the fact that I bullied this person.
Yeah, no, I was not. I am reading these blind. I do not open them up ahead of time in order to give you guys a live performance. Completely blind. I'm like the on The Voice. I'm like on The Voice, where I'm just sitting there and I'm reading the words real time, and I'm turning the chair around. Okay, I am turning the chair around on every single fucking story because you're all so good. All right. Okay, I'm up on the screen there. We open up this one. Dreaming of horns and storms. The storm breaks. The storm was getting worse, but Caden couldn't leave without finding out what happened. Wind clawed at the loose side of his house like a furious animal, making the whole structure groan. Rain hammered the tin wolf so hard it sounded like pellets of metal falling from the sky. Lightning cracked open the night every few seconds, revealing the entire neighborhood swallowed by sheets of water. But none of that was what kept Caden awake. It was a dream. Not the usual kind, those drifting, formless wanderings he had slipped into since he was a child. These dreams were deliberate, directed. Someone was reaching through them like hands pushing through a veil. A girl's voice, shaking, urgent. Caden, please, you must find me before the hunter does. Then the forest appeared. Glowing trees, silver pools, lavender mist clinging to moss. And deep in that forest, a unicorn with blood like liquid light dripping from its flank. It always looked at him, eyes pleading, terrified, right before a shadow swallowed the dream whole. He had woken up with his heart exploding in his chest, and tonight, as the storm raged, he felt the pull again. Caden tightened his hoodie around himself and grabbed his backpack. He wasn't sure what he was chasing, or if anything he saw in dreams could possibly be real, but he knew the girl was. He knew she existed, and she was close. Lightning split the sky again, illuminating the street. The power flickered. The wind howled like an open-throated scream. He should have evacuated hours ago. Sirens had blared all afternoon, warning the town of a flash flood, but he couldn't. Not while the dreams were getting stronger. Not until she kept calling him. He stepped out into the storm. The girl in the dream. The road vanished beneath a sheet of rushing water as Caden trudged through the rain, soaked to the bone within seconds. He didn't know where he was going, just following the same cold tug in his chest that had haunted him for weeks. Past the shuttered gas station, past the church with its stained glass windows shaking in the wind, past collapsed tree limbs and rising water. The town looked like it was drowning. Another crack of lightning illuminated something ahead, a figure standing in the middle of the street, unmoving. Caden froze. The figure looked familiar. Too familiar. His breath caught in his throat. It was her, the dream girl. She was drenched, arms wrapped around herself, hair plastered to her face in dark, wet strands. She looked like she had crawled out of the storm itself. Her head lifted. Her eyes met his. Shock of recognition hit him so hard he staggered. He knew that face. He'd seen it hovering above glowing pools and mid-moonlit forests. He'd heard her voice whispering warnings across nights, but she shouldn't exist outside of dreams. She took one shaky step toward him, her lips trembling. "You look like you need a hug," she said softly. He almost laughed out of nerves, out of disbelief, out of the surreal horror of it all. But then she collapsed. "Hey!" Caden lunged forward, catching her before she hit the water. She was ice cold and trembling, soaked to the skin. Her breath came in small, panicked gasps. "We need to get out of this storm," he said, trying to lift her. She shook her head violently. No, we can't go back. He's close. He's in the waking world now." "Who? Who's close?" Her fingers dug into his jacket, her knuckles bone white. "The hunter," and lightning exploded overhead. "Holy shitballs!" The hunter arrives. They stumbled together into an abandoned hardware store, its windows boarded, its front sign twisted half off. Rain poured through a hole in the roof, forming a dark puddle in the center of the store. Caden set her down carefully against a counter and caught his breath. She looked real. Too real. Her hands were cold, her breathing uneven. She was everything a dream couldn't be. "What's your name?" he asked. She hesitated. "Lyra." "Okay, Lyra." He crouched in front of her. "You want to tell me why I've been seeing you in my dreams? Why are unicorns bleeding in my head? Why did you just collapse in the middle of a hurricane?" She flinched at the word unicorn as if it hurt. "Because you're connected to them," she whispered. Caden blinked. "I don't even know if unicorns are real." "They're more real than you think." Her eyes flickered to the rain-slashed windows. "They guard the place where dreams form. Our ability to enter each other's minds. That's the unicorn's magic. And someone wants to destroy them. All of them." Caden stared at her. "And this hunter is after them?" "He's after their horns. Their magic." She swallowed. "He's already killed one." Cold pain stabbed Caden's chest. "The one I keep seeing?" Her expression crumbled. "Yes." Before Caden could respond, the wind outside dropped abruptly, as if something massive had just blocked it. The entire storefront darkened. Lyra's breath stopped in her throat. "Oh no," she whispered. "He's here." "Who? Who's here?" The boards covering the front windows rattled violently as something slammed against them from the outside. Once, twice, a third time. Caden grabbed Lyra's arm. Back door, he mouthed. She nodded, but before they could move, the front doors began to bend inward, metal screeching as if something was crushing it with bare hands. Caden felt his stomach drop. This wasn't a man. Whatever was outside wasn't human. The doors exploded inward. Rain and wind burst through the entrance, and a silhouette stepped through the wreckage. Tall, cloaked in drenched black fabric that clung to a body shaped like a skeleton carved from the shadows. Something was terribly, unnaturally off about its eyes. They glowed a dead, colorless white. Lyra grabbed Caden's wrist with a quiet, broken whimper. Run! They sprinted through the aisles, slipping on wet flooring, knocking down shelves of tools as the hunter's footsteps followed, slow, deliberate, impossibly calm. Caden shoved open the back door and dragged Lyra into the alley. Where now? He yelled over the storm. She pointed, shaking. The woods! The woods are flooded. It's the only place the unicorns can reach you. He didn't understand, but he didn't have any choice. They ran. The forest of dreams. Water rushed around their ankles, then their knees, then their thighs, as they forced their way deeper into the forest outside of town. Trees groaned under the weight of the storm. Branches snapped like bones breaking. Lightning streaked overhead, illuminating the chaos. But something else was happening, too. Caden saw faint glimmers through between the trees, silver sparks, trails of light swirling in circular patterns. At first he thought they were fireflies, but they moved with intention, drawing them forward. Do you see that? He gasped. Lyra nodded, though fear choked her expression. They're trying to help us. They're trying to lead us in. Into what? A pause. Her voice broke. The realm where dreams touch the waking world. Another flash of lightning, and everything around him changed. The forest seemed to tilt, not physically, but perceptually, as if the world had suddenly become too thin. Colors brightened unnaturally. The rain slowed. The trees shifted in shape, branches curling. Caden stumbled. Lyra, what is... You're crossing over, she whispered. Your mind already knew the way. Ahead, the forest glowed faintly purple, mist rising from the ground like breath from a sleeping giant. Puddles of water shimmered with light. Shadows swam across the trees that weren't caused by wind. It looked exactly like his dreams, except for one thing. The unicorn was standing in front of him. Its coat was luminescent white, glittering even in the storm. Its horn glowed like a blade forged from starlight, but its side, its flank, had a deep, violent gash, blood dripping in glowing silver streams. Its head tilted toward Caden. Time stopped. He felt something warm, aching, overwhelming spread through his mind. Recognition. Connection. As if this creature had been in his head his entire life. As if it had been waiting for him. Caden took a step forward, hand trembling. But Lyra's grip tightened painfully around his arm. No, not yet. The hunter... A deafening roar interrupted her. The forest shook. Trees splintered. Branches tore free. The entire dream realm seemed to pulse with panic. He was coming. The hunter. Unstoppable, inescapable, consuming everything in his path. Lyra pulled Caden behind a tree, her breath ragged. He followed us in, she whispered, face pale with terror. I didn't think he could, but he did. He crossed over. Caden's heart hammered in his throat. What does he want? The unicorn's horn. Your connection to it. The power to control the dream realm. She swallowed. If he kills the last unicorn, all dreaming collapses. A branch snapped violently behind them. The hunter's voice slithered through the air. Bring me the boy. The unicorn lowered its head, horn glowing brighter, the silver blood around its wound sparking like electricity. It was preparing to fight. Lyra squeezed Caden's hand. I'm sorry, she whispered. I'm so sorry I dragged you into this. You didn't drag me, he said. You called me. I came. A sound escaped her. Half sob, half laugh. You're insane. Maybe. He swallowed hard. What do we do? We survive. But the forest exploded before they could move. We're not done, folks. We're not done. There's currently ads. So just give us a minute because we do have some newer people on the Twitch side of things. And this is so good. I think everyone should have to hear it. So 50 seconds. Eleven, 10. Okay, Bitzer says ads are done. Okay, here we go. The final collision. The hunter crashed into the clearing with impossible force, like gravity bent around him. His cloak ripped back in the wind, revealing a skeletal, half-human frame twisted into something monstrous. Bones jutted beneath his skin like spikes. His face was stretched, unnaturally long, jaw open wider than a human jaw should go. He didn't walk. He slid, as if the ground was pulling him forward. The unicorn stamped the ground, horn blazing brighter and brighter until the air vibrated with its power. The hunter snarled, a guttural, ear-splitting sound. Then everything happened at once. The unicorn charged. The hunter lunged. Caden threw himself in front of Lyra as the ground cracked under the force. Light exploded. Darkness swallowed it. The storm raged like it was being ripped apart. The unicorn's horn slashed across the hunter's chest, sending a spray of dark mist into the air. The hunter shrieked. The sound felt like needles stabbing into Caden's skull. But the unicorn's horn stumbled, its wound weakening it. The hunter grabbed its neck with claw-like fingers. No! Caden shouted. He didn't know what instinct drove him. Fear, adrenaline, connection, but he ran forward, grabbing the hunter's arm with both hands. Pain shot up his arms instantly, a scorching agony that felt like ice and fire all at once. He screamed. The hunter's white eyes locked on him. You, the voice rasped, layered with 1,000 whispers. You are the link. You are the doorway. Caden felt something pulled out of him, his thoughts, his dreams, his memories. The hunter was ripping them free like roots from soil. He was losing himself. Then a pair of arms wrapped around him from behind, warm, human, anchoring. Lyra. Her voice shook but didn't break. Let him go! Silver light burst around them as she held on to Caden, refusing to release him. The unicorn, freed for a moment, lowered its horn and drove it straight into the hunter's abdomen. A blast of brilliant light detonated. Caden was thrown backward, Lyra's arms still around him, as the world tore open in a blinding flash. After the light. When Caden woke, everything was quiet. Not storm quiet, not forest quiet, just normal quiet. He blinked, realizing he was lying on the damp ground of the forest. The storm had stopped. The sky was clear. Dawn was rising, soft gold spilling through the trees. Lyra laid beside him, eyes half open. You're awake, she whispered weakly. What happened? She pointed. The hunter was gone. Completely gone. Not even ash remained. And the unicorn. Caden sat up. The unicorn stood in the clearing, glowing softly, its wound healed. But its horn was shorter, dimmer, cracked slightly at the base. It had sacrificed something to defeat the hunter. Slowly, painfully, it approached Caden. Its warm breath brushed against his forehead. A single word whispered through his mind. Thank you. Then the unicorn stepped back and vanished in a swirl of silver mist. Caden stared at the empty space, breath trembling. Lyra placed a hand on his shoulder. It's going to be okay, she whispered. Her voice was exhausted but hopeful. They'll rebuild. The dream realm will heal. Caden looked at her. And you? She smiled faintly. As long as you don't vanish on me, I'll be fine. He gave a shaky laugh. I'm not going anywhere. But what happens to us now? Lyra looked up at the sunrise. We keep each other safe, she said softly. Then she added with a small teasing smile. Besides, you still look like you need a hug. Caden pulled her into his arms without hesitation. The world was quiet. The storm was over. And for the first time in weeks, Caden didn't feel afraid of falling asleep. Not anymore. Because now he understood the truth. He wasn't dreaming alone.
Emotional damage.
Now that's a fucking short story writer right there. That could be a fucking short story within an anthology of whatever. And in fact, no joke. Okay. So there's this book called The Last Guardian of Everness. Okay. And the sweeping fucking tales of what the world looks like, the dreaming, the dream world versus the real world, and the flipping between the two of them. That's about the only thing that these two things have in common. But as I was reading this, I felt John C. Wright's influence. Whether this author knows of John C. Wright or not, I don't give a flying fuck. Because this for someone who has just started writing. Seriously. This is seriously fucking good. You have a future writing professionally. You can take that to the bank.
I'm kind of sitting here in my feels. I want more. Like now.
Hell to the fuck yeah. Now, because of identity things, this person shall remain anonymous. They may, though, want to come up with a pen name that has nothing to do with their name. And that way we can stop calling you anonymous. Because your pen name, your chosen pen name, whatever you choose to go by, okay? And I know that they are out there. I know they are either watching anonymously right now or will watch it on the playback. People need to know your name, whatever you choose for us to call you. Because to be at the beginning of your writing journey like this, and I'm not gonna lie, this person is quite young compared to me. So to be this young and to have this much power behind your words and this much of a grasp of the English fucking language to be able to evoke shit. I need to take a break because I have too much oxygen on my nicotine system. That just, and then we'll get to chit chatting and pulling the prompt thing, whatever. Yep, flabbergasted.
I'm trying to find words. I am trying to find words of how proud I am of this particular individual. Um, because the only one who truly knows who Anonymous 4 is me, and I will never break that confidence. If anybody writes into the show as anonymous, it will never uh be revealed if you don't want it revealed. But I am so proud of this person. I just, that's all the pride that I feel.
I got nothing to say. Yeah. What can you? I
What
mean,
can you say to that? There's nothing. There's nothing we. It was well executed. Now I'm gonna have to sit down and explain dialogue tags and stuff like that. But they're new to this, and for somebody who, you know, I'm. But I will be in discussions with this submitter probably later this week. And see if we can't figure out how to come up with some sort of pen name.
We've got some suggestions in the chat.
Got some suggestions, but that all revolves around like emotional damage. No, seriously, it's emotional damage. No, we're not calling him emotional damage.
I mean, what if he likes it though?
If they wish to be called emotional damage, then that's on them. But at this particular point, we're not calling them emotional damage. Oh God. But as somebody who has encouraged this person, I'm glad that they've taken certain criticisms seriously and watching this person grow not only as a human but now as a writer. I am a very, very proud person to know this person. How many times can Julie say person without accidentally giving up either a gender or B a name? Yeah.
Yes. Holy fucking shit. I mean, everybody tonight. Oh my God. So glad I'm not going this weekend. Oh my Jesus. Because.
No, but look at the lineup we've got for tomorrow night.
I know. We've got tomorrow night, we've got Kesh and Leon and Julie and our latest anonymous submitter, Anon 5. So holy fucking shit. And yes, we did what? How many did we do tonight? We did 6. And
no.
7.
Yes.
No, we did 7. We did 7 because the word count. Yeah, because the word count split it in half. So
right. To make
and
sure
you guys are doing killer with those fucking word counts, right? Bringing in those things, Trisha's expanding her horizons and putting in longer ones, and Artemis Elf is pushing herself to limit herself because she can literally, I think she told me that this year alone in what she has written is over 500,000 on her own. That's why next, when you guys get that email, right? Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter if you are not already. When you get that, respond. Let us know if you think 1 million is too short for us to do as a group, right? You 5. Do have to.
I think we should do 5. We actually sat down and between last week or the week before, we actually sat down and just with the word count between some of us that we actually had access to, we had over 1,600,000. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, it was very easily 1,600,000 just, with what those people have written thus far this year that wasn't, including what wasn't submitted to the Promptcast. And I don't know, 5 mil might be a lot. I mean,
I guess
2.5?
How many we got?
It does depend on how many people sign up to join with us on this journey. And like I said earlier in tonight's show, if you've got a blog and you write for your blog, set up a project that is blog, and just see, because so many people that I hear go, they tell great stories or whatnot, and we say, you should write a book. And they're like, oh no, I can't write that many words. Challenge yourself to see how many you actually put out, because we tell stories, we talk, we do the damn thing, right? This past weekend, I found a video on my second ex-husband's brand new TikTok that he put out just over a month before he died. And it reminded me that his stories that he used to tell me when we were married, when we were dating way years ago, those stories are all gone. They're gone. So see what you're capable of. I always swore I would not write, that I could not do it. I would give up after a really good scene or a really good chapter. And now I got 50,000 plus words in one book, 25,000 in another. I've got 50 fucking books planned. I'm doing the damn thing at 45 years old. So do the damn thing. Join us.
Vera Wang didn't make her first wedding dress until she was 46.
Alan Rickman didn't start acting till he was almost 50.
Yep. Yep. I also heard of an actress or an actress or a singer, I can't remember which. Maybe it was both. It was one of those musical ones where they couldn't find the right person for the role, and they just kept. She was a stand-in, and eventually she just got the role. I don't even remember who it was, but they just couldn't find the right person. And finally they were just like, we'll shoot the scene again with the right person. Oh, I remember who it was. Carol. Fucking Carol from The Walking Dead. She was a costume designer.
Yep. And
she was a costume designer.
So they could run scenes until they could get the right person in there. And what ended up happening was she would have to, say the lines so they could interact. And before they knew it, they're like, why are we looking for somebody when we've got somebody?
Yep. And now everybody knows her face and her voice. And she was amazing in that motherfucking role. All right, so before we roll these massive, wonderful monstrosities that you are either going to force us to write or write yourself, we have one final week of Kesh's birthday challenge of including a mythical creature, which had wonderful results this week.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm very happy with how everyone's been.
Turned out.
Can I say after the roll? Because I forgot to look at my list and pick one. So.
Okay, so roll.
48. I think it's going to be a reroll.
No. Oh, let me pull up. Where's Discord? There's Discord. So I can do the thing. Concept.
Can we continue, please?
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I like this concept. I really do. So if you've got something new, let's go for it. Normally, traditionally, harvest the words, as you see by our little graphic here in the center. Normally, that's about sticking with the same story. It's a NaNoWriMo replacement, but at the same time, if that's not what's going to work for you week to week, that's not what's going to work for you. That's just an extra challenge to try and do. But this concept, number one, a character wakes up in a place they don't recognize with no memory of how they got there. They must find a way out before time runs out.
Interesting. $54.
154. Come on, stinking thing. Number 2 option, write a scene in which a character must choose between their loyalty to a friend and doing the right thing.
Okay.
Next up, starting line
31. Oh, we already did centaurs.
That was a goof. That's not what I'm picking.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Starting first line for option number 3. He came in late to the class and sat at the back. And please remember, gender can be whatever. He, she, they, neopronouns, use a name instead.
73.
173.
I know which one I want. Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Go again.
$19.
119. Starting first line. He'd never forgotten those awkward teenage years.
Okay. $43.
And fan favorite dialogue. You think you've got everything figured out, but you don't, she said, crossing her arms. Trust me on that.
Ooh.
And last, 100.
16.
Nope.
$17.
Do you think it's possible to love someone and still be afraid of them?
Ooh.
All right. And Kesh, what is our challenge of mythical creature?
This one might make Patrick happy because I'm going to do mermaids.
Ooh, mermaids.
See? Look at him. He's happy. He knows where I'm going.
All right. Now, unfortunately, because I am doing this on the personal computer, I can't put it in as Hold My Pen Promptcast on. Wait! I got a way to do this. Ha 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 ha. Okay, over on the side in both. Oh gosh. Nope, can't do that. It's too long for YouTube. Okay, just watch for our YouTube watchers. Watch the screen as opposed to the actual chat. Now, you have some votes here to make. Choose which one you want to write on. The one with the most votes wins. We've got an ad incoming in just over 3 minutes. So vote when the ad goes. That's when we're calling it.
Oh, I can't. Oh, 5 and 6 are so good. I can't decide.
Oh, thank you, Leon. Leon's pulling it from one and pushing it over to the YouTube. We keep him around for something. He's not disowned yet. So once again, number 1, a character wakes up in a place they don't recognize with no memory of how they got there. They must find a way out before time runs out. Number 2, write a scene in which a character must choose between their loyalty to a friend and doing the right thing. Number 3, starting line, he came in late to the class and sat at the back. Number 4, starting first line, he'd never forgotten those awkward teenage years. Number 5, you think you've got everything figured out, but you don't, she said, crossing her arms. Trust me on that. Number 6, dialogue. Do you think it's possible to love someone and still be afraid of them? God damn, these are some great fucking
These are
options.
fantastic ones. And what I've already got ideas.
I know, right? It's like freaking crazy. All right, scrolling back up. That last one seems like a bit of a cheap way for my cliffhanger to resolve. All right. Okay, vote for 6. 6, 5, 5, 5. I wouldn't say you've won me back yet, Leon. 6, 5. Okay, I have to vote. What the bloody fuck am I picking? Jesus Christ.
Isaac wrote 6.
Okay. Okay.
Does that put a tie between 5 and 6, or?
That was a tie until I voted.
Did you vote, Julie?
I have not voted. I was trying to figure out whether I was going to have to be a tiebreaker. Because
So
at
we
this
got
point,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 votes for 5 on this side. And 1, 2, 3 votes on this side for 6 and 1 on YouTube side.
right.
Leon had 6. I had 6. Blizek said did 6.
Yep, Bitzer.
Oh well. Hey, you know what? I can make either one of those work.
Right.
It just now depends on what part of the scene I'm going to do.
Who has not voted?
Julie.
Me. That's it.
Is Julie the only one? Yep, because I saw Stavros' name. Okay. Okay, add and yep. As we're jibber jabbering, Nutzer. Oh my God, I'm combining his various different their various different names. We're just gonna wait. So we got a minute and a half before we decide.
Well, both of them would be perfect for Riot. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, quite a bit.
And I'm not
Oh
saying
my
that both aren't
God.
going to end up getting used. It's just
Like, which one do you vote for the most in order? So unless you've got double votes, Julie,
well,
Nutzer.
let me see if I can raise the elf because the elf hasn't.
Nope, the elf had to drop, I think.
That's why I just put over in Discord. I'm like, what you voting for?
Wow. And we still have another night with some powerhouse writing.
Right.
I'm having a book hangover without having a book.
Book hangover. Okay. Yeah. And that's what a lot of people don't realize when it comes to us in the show. This takes a lot out of us. The prep, writing for it, setting up, everything. It takes a lot out of us. And then by the time we're done, we're left with this immense feeling of we did a good thing, we had a good night, people got out there that wouldn't normally be heard on two different platforms.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all sitting back going, how are we going to move forward to the next night or move forward to the next week? And that's where we're at. Honestly, if I vote, we're going to end up with a tie again.
Right now it is 6-4. So unless you and the elf both
somebody else's vote, everybody over on the YouTube side, you see all the selections for this week's.
Leon.
You already voted for 6.
No, he changed it to 5. Now he's voting the 6 again.
You can't change your vote to 6. You already voted 6. You said 6 here. Look, okay. So in looking.
Oh, yep, he did.
No. So, it's.
We got 1, 2. Isaacs makes 3. Bitzer makes 4. Yeah, it's 4-6. So it's
So unless you and the elf both vote for 6, it's not a tie.
Yeah. And
So
I have no response from the elf as of right now.
So it's officially number 5. Use this dialogue. You think you've got everything figured out, but you don't, she said, crossing her arms. Trust me on that. And again, please remember, you can change names, you can change the verbiage to match. It's just a spark. It is the spark of an idea that takes you off into the great beyond unknown. Don't forget, we have the extra challenge of mermaids, mermen. Okay, we mer persons. We are equal opportunity mythological mer people here. I mean,
Okay, and if that's all we got for tonight, it is almost 10:19, which is so much better than getting out of here at midnight. Not that we wouldn't, not that we wouldn't if we had to,
we
but
would. We
we would.
totally would.
Also, with the prompts, that doesn't mean that you can't go and use the other prompts. It just means we have one chosen prompt that you have to use.
Or try to use.
Or
okay.
try to.
Yeah,
A lot of us
that's
can barely get to that point.
It's the challenge. The challenge is to use this prompt in some way, shape, or form. If you go and add other ones like crazy people like Dahlia and Kesh and PA Power and on occasion Julie, by all means, go for it. If it's a different scene entirely that sparked and helped you go further with your story, by all means, yeah. I'm seriously, I feel like this is the first time that I feel like we've done the damn thing. Yes, we've all written, we did the damn thing. Okay, we're individually proud of our own shit. But tonight, you guys made this worthwhile. Julie was talking about how it takes so much out of us. Okay, look, it's like being a pregnant woman who absolutely abhors being pregnant the entire fucking time. The aches, the pains, the back aches, the can't fall asleep correctly, the uncomfortableness. And as soon as they lay eyes on that baby, they forget all the pain, all the discomfort, all the whatever until they go to try and move. Okay,
Yes.
let's be honest there. And within a year or two, and everything is just lovely and wonderful and love it, they're like, let's do this again. Except we're doing that every goddamn week. Okay, birthing this baby, putting it together. But you guys all make it worth it. The show is our baby. You're our village. You're our family. We claim you. We licked you. You're ours now.
Yeah. Don't worry, we let you out to socialize with others, but we do call you back when the streetlights come on. And if you do not understand that statement, you might be too young to be here. You might want to check your ID at the door.
Not
or
so.
you may have grown
Not
up in
so.
another country.
Milk. Either which way, we had an amazing night. Remember, we will be on tomorrow night.
Same bat time, same bat channel, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Adjust your times accordingly, especially those down under and across the pond. Yeah.
Or over in the mountains.
Or over in the mountains. Yes.
I would like to say, again, thank you for making this. Sorry, my nose itches. I would love to say thank you to everybody who came in and joined us. Will you please join us again tomorrow night? Also, if you're not going to join us tomorrow night, remember this. Don't add to the population. Don't subtract from the population. If you get arrested, assert dominance, call one of us for fucking bail money. Otherwise, be brave, be bold, but always stay humble. We will see you here again tomorrow night. Same bat channel, or same bat time, same bat channel. If not, we will see you again next week, right here on the Hold My Pen Promptcast. Bye.